Right now, somewhere in the darkness between the stars, a planet is moving. It has no sun, no warmth, no light. It has been drifting alone for billions of years. And it is heading somewhere, maybe toward nothing, or maybe toward us. These are called rogue planets, worlds that were born inside solar systems just like ours, but were flung out into the void during the violent, chaotic early lives of their star systems. Cast out, orphaned, left to wander the galaxy in permanent darkness. And here's what should unsettle you. Astronomers believe there may be billions of them drifting through the Milky Way right now. Some are roughly the size of Earth. Others dwarf Jupiter. All of them are invisible. They produce no light, reflect almost none, and travel in silence through the emptiest reaches of space. We wouldn't see one coming until it was practically on our doorstep. So what actually happens if one enters our solar system? The answer is stranger and more terrifying than a collision. Most people imagine the danger as a giant rock smashing into Earth, a dramatic, explosive end. But that's actually the least likely outcome. Space is almost incomprehensibly empty. The odds of a direct hit are astronomically small. The real weapon a rogue planet carries isn't its mass, it's its gravity. Our solar system looks serene from the outside. 8 planets gliding in quiet, predictable paths around the sun. But what's actually happening is a constant, invisible negotiation. Every planet is pulling on every other planet. Jupiter tugs on Saturn. Saturn nudges Mars. The whole system is a gravitational web, perfectly balanced over billions of years. Introduce one massive intruder, and that balance begins to unravel. Let's say the rogue planet enters from the outermost edge of our solar system, a vast, distant shell of frozen debris called the Oort Cloud. It never comes anywhere near Earth. It just passes through the dark, icy fringes and moves on. That alone could be catastrophic. The rogue planet's gravity would tear through the Oort Cloud like a bowling ball through glass. Billions of comets, objects that have been locked in stable, harmless orbits for billions of years, would be shaken loose and sent falling inward toward the sun, toward us, not all at once. This wouldn't be a single dramatic event. It would be a slow, centuries-long rain of comets crossing Earth's path. Each one a potential extinction-level impact. The probability of being struck would climb, not to certainty, but high enough to matter, high enough to end civilizations, high enough to end species. And that's the gentle version of this story. Now imagine the rogue planet travels deeper, deep enough to interact gravitationally with Jupiter. Jupiter is Earth's silent guardian. Its enormous gravity hoovers up countless asteroids and comets that would otherwise wander into the inner solar system. Without Jupiter, Earth would be struck far more frequently. Life here might never have survived long enough to become complex. But Jupiter's power is also its vulnerability. If a rogue planet passed close enough, the gravitational interaction between the two giants could nudge Jupiter's orbit, just slightly. A small shift by Jupiter's standards is an enormous shift for the rest of us. Asteroids in the belt between Mars and Jupiter could be kicked out of their stable paths and flung inward. Mars could drift. The inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, could find their orbits slowly destabilizing over millions of years. The solar system wouldn't end overnight. It would just quietly start to come apart. But let's go further. Let's say the rogue planet comes close to Earth itself. No collision, just a pass. The gravitational tidal forces alone would be devastating. The same way the moon's gravity pulls at our oceans to create tides, a rogue planet would pull at everything. The oceans, yes, but also the atmosphere and the crust of the Earth itself. Except these wouldn't be gentle, predictable tides. The crust would crack. Supervolcanoes would tear open. Earthquakes of a magnitude we have no scale to describe would ripple across every continent simultaneously. Walls of water hundreds of meters tall would sweep across coastlines and keep going. The sky itself would begin to peel away, the upper atmosphere dragged outward by the passing gravity well. And underneath all of that chaos, something quieter and more permanent would be happening. Earth's orbit would be shifting, a nudge closer to the sun, and our atmosphere begins to trap heat the way Venus does. A runaway greenhouse effect that cooks the surface and boils the oceans dry. A nudge farther away, and the temperature drops. The ice spreads, and Earth becomes a frozen world locked in permanent winter. Not because anything hit us, just because something passed by. In 2017, astronomers detected an object moving through our solar system unlike anything seen before. They named it Oumuamua. It was elongated, oddly shaped, and moving at a speed and trajectory that could only mean one thing. It came from another star system entirely. It passed through. It left. It's gone now, but it proved something that changes everything. Interstellar objects enter our solar system. It has already happened, and we barely noticed until it was almost gone. A rogue planet would be harder to see, harder to track, and carry consequences incomparably larger. Here's what makes this truly unsettling. We probably wouldn't know it was coming. Rogue planets are dark. They emit no light and reflect almost none. Our telescopes are built to find things that shine. Stars, illuminated moons, sunlit asteroids. A cold, lightless world drifting through interstellar space is nearly invisible until it's close enough to betray itself by the strange things it starts doing to the orbits around it. By the time we noticed something was wrong, comets appearing from unusual directions, subtle wobbles in planetary paths, the gravitational influence would already be underway. There would be nothing to launch, nowhere to deflect, no way to stop a planet. Only the slow, dawning realization that the architecture of our solar system was changing. We tend to think of the solar system as permanent, fixed, a safe harbor in a violent universe. It isn't. We are 8 planets in a mid-sized galaxy, orbiting an ordinary star, traveling through space at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour, surrounded by billions of dark, wandering worlds we can barely detect. The stability we've known for the past few billion years isn't guaranteed. It's just been our luck so far. Somewhere out there, in the cold and the dark and the silence between stars, a rogue planet is moving. It doesn't know we exist. It doesn't need to. Gravity doesn't need intent. It just pulls. And one day, that pull might reach us.